Microphone check, 1 2 1 2. It's yours truly. Yeah, truly yours. Carlo Banger back at it again with another episode of Making Noise in the Kitchen. Today we got something real dope. We got a Cowboy Steak today. Now a lot of people like to call them tomahawk steaks or whatnot, but this thing, I got a full-on cowboy on this thing. Pause. Alright, check me out. You see right here, I'm being generous with the salt on this bad boy. This is almost like this is a pterodactyl leg right here. This thing is so pretty. But I'm just not being afraid of the salt. You gotta lay that salt down because we gonna put this on direct heat and then indirect heat. Alright? So make sure we season this thing real nice, you know what I'm saying? Get a bunch of pepper on there. Have that thing looking pretty. We gonna do this real nice. Alright, right here we putting a little bit of cinnamon on that steak. A lot of people don't know about this, but mix up that sweet and the salty with the steak. That thing gonna take you far. Right here, this Creole seasoning is gonna kick it up a notch. Alright, this is fire. You can find this at Publix or wherever, you know what I'm saying? I really ain't go too crazy on this thing because I want to preserve the pure taste of that beautiful steak, you know what I'm saying? Flip that thing, look at the nice fat layer right there. That thing gonna melt beautifully, you know what I'm saying? See that cinnamon? People sleeping on it. Put a little bit of cinnamon on your steak, especially if you're putting it on a grill, on a direct flame. That thing gonna caramelize nice and leave a nice little crunchy crunch on the outside of that. Oh, I'm telling you. Put some pepper on that, as you should. I got my little chimney over here, so we gonna get this fire started properly and correct. You know what I mean? This chimney right here, start your fire evenly. Excuse me, what the hell? Start your fire evenly. Alright, so this way you get your coals, nice hot embers. So this way you ain't wasting no time playing with no fire. You just gonna throw this thing on the grill and get it grizzly, you know what I'm saying? So over here, we gonna start with our little side salad. You know, we gonna do it real simple here, you know what I mean? Just steak and salad, that's all you need. The steak is the meal in itself. Alright, so we got some delicious little cherry tomatoes over here. Now let me tell you, these cherry tomatoes are a treat. These things, they're sweet and a little bit of sour. Is the perfect match to this cowboy steak. You know what I'm saying? You want to live a little healthy and everything, bang, right here. But these tomatoes, these are wonderful. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna start it off. This is the base of our salad right here. Cut us down some pretty ass cherry tomatoes. You know what I mean? Now you've seen I've done a bunch of different types of salads, of course, you know what I mean? But this one right here is a creme de la creme. Now I did this one because I actually got this idea off my kids. My kids love this kind of like little Mexican style salad that we put together where it's just cucumbers, maybe sometimes some red onions like this one right here, you know what I mean? But then you know, it's simple. Yeah, now this red onion is gonna add the sweetness, the proper sweetness and the tartness. It's just a beautiful blend of another level of flavor of what we doing on this thing right here. You know what I'm saying? Cut them down to nice sizes. You don't want big old rings of onions in your salad. You want, you know, cut those rings in half and make them nice little, you know what I mean? Now these cucumbers, I guess they're different names for them. I've seen like English cucumbers or something like that. Anyway, these long cucumbers, paws, are great, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna take all the skin off, you know what I mean? Because we still want a little bit of texture, and I just like a little bit of skin on the cucumber. Pause, Jesus Christ. But yeah, cut those down into sections, you know what I mean? And this is gonna be another level. Now usually, like I said, for the kids, we make this little salad and they, you know, it's just usually just straight cucumbers. They can eat a whole bowl of cucumbers with the fixings by itself. But I figured, you know, that's what they wanted on top of the dinner, so I figured why don't I kick it up a little level, you know what I'm saying, and make things beautiful. Now look at that. You see that? Well, all you see is cucumbers right there, but mix it around. Look at that. You get the pretty flavors popping out. Look at them. I mean, them colors. Look at them colors. You know what I mean? So we already got all the colors. We got the eye appeal. Now we want to add the flavor, neighbor. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and cut yourself a lemon. I usually use lime, but all I have is lemon today, and that's alright. Lemon is just as good, you know what I mean? Squeeze that thing all up in there. Don't be scared. We want the citrus all up in there. Alright, now add your white vinegar. You can use other vinegars, you know what I mean? If you have, up to you. That's what you can switch it up on. But I keep it simple, you know what I mean? Do the white vinegar, and you know what I mean? They don't want to put too much changes for the kids, you know what I mean? And olive oil. Alright, I start with the vinegar and then the olive oil, because the olive oil is going to give like that little, It's gonna give it kind of the coating around the veggies, so this way when you add your seasonings like that tahini, add that, it's gonna stick to everything. You know what I mean? Add that fresh ground pepper and just go in on it. You know what I mean? Season till you feel correct. You know what I'm saying? That's that good big flake sea salt right there. Throw some of that in there. You know what I mean? Don't use that iodized crazy salt. It's no good for you, man. And all that powder, it ain't good for you. If it look like powder, it's probably powder. Anyway, yeah, that's over your head. That tapatio, this is the secret. A lot of people be like, hot sauce. This is the secret. Throw a little bit of that tapatio in there, man. It's going, oof. If you don't know about tapatio, shame on you. That heat looking beautiful. You know what I mean? Look, you got my coals all evenly embered up. You know what I mean? Watch your hands, don't burn yourself. Now go ahead and put that on one side of the grill. Like I said, we doing indirect heat. We gonna start off on top of the heat with the steak, but then this steak is just too damn thick and it'll burn off to leave there. So we gotta put it off where there's still heat in the grill, but it's gonna be on this side, not taking that direct flame. You know what I mean? I wanna add a little bit more charcoal to make sure that this thing is here to stay. You know what I mean? And me topping it off, that ain't even lowering temperatures, nothing like that. Just getting the game set up a little bit more. Look at this big bad boy right there. We're gonna put that right on the direct heat. We gonna close this off now. You see that we wanna add our hatch marks, but look, you wanna cook the outside and it's gonna go a little bit on the inside. But let that thing sit on that heat for I did about 6 minutes each side, maybe 4 minutes each side. It was like 5 minutes each side. You know what I mean? But look, I got that direct heat on there. I'm gonna let that thing, the fat caramelize and drip. What I'm doing there is throwing a little bit of coffee ground on that steak right there. Another level of flavor. Now beyond the cinnamon, you're gonna have the coffee flavor. Still doing this, just caramelizing and marinating right there. Because you saw we had the little jalapenos on the side, you know what I mean? Get those things down the side. But yeah, look at that. Smoke hitting it beautiful. We want to get all angles of this bad boy. Yeah. So you see me working on them hatch marks, you know what I mean? Yeah. Then looking out. Now look, I got it over the heat. I propped it up at a good angle. Now look, I want to get that fat that's lined all on the side. I'm getting all edges here. See now, what I did here is I got a pan down with a stick of butter so that he's gonna melt it down. I'm gonna baste my steak with that. I put a couple jalapenos in there, take it up and everything, but them jalapenos need to be put on the flame to get that skin nice and charred, and it can be with the smokiness and everything. But yo, you see I moved the steak over to the side. Now I got it on that indirect heat, you know what I mean? Put some butter on that and let that thing melt. Just let it sit there and do its thing. You know what I mean? Base some time, but you don't wanna bother that beautiful thing that much. Just go ahead, take that butter that's melting and the steak juices falling into that pan. I'm just putting it right back on that bad boy. This is why this became so buttery and so melt in your mouth. Take those pretty little smoked jalapenos out now, put them aside, they're done. Don't be scared of the char. You know what I mean? That's just extra flavor. Trust me, you can scrape all that off, but I love it, you know what I mean? And now it's time. I mean, we almost here. We almost at the threshold of beauty. Matter of fact, we are there. Let's go on and take this bad boy and we want to take this steak off the heat and just let it rest. Let this thing rest for a good 10 minutes. You know what I mean? I'm letting it rest out in the open right here for about 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes, and then I'm covering it with aluminum foil. We want to keep that heat in there. We want to keep those juices in there. It's gonna stop the cooking process. So now we're gonna take this pterodactyl wing out of here, and we're gonna go ham. It's time to handle business. Look at that. I'm gonna push this to the side, but I don't want to lose some juices. You know what I mean? Now I got the top of the bone. I got the top of the bone, right? And I'm just gonna cut down the side of this bad boy right here, exposing the fillet, making this thing easy to cut, making this thing beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, that beautiful bone. Of course, you know what I'm saying. Yours truly had to take a bite out of this piece of the pterodactyl leg going down over here. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I passed that thing around for a bite, and then the rest was for the dog, because it's my dog's birthday and all that. So he turned that thing into a shank. Now make sure you have yourself a beautiful, nice, sharp knife. Alright, you can't go at a steak like this with this type of beauty with a dull knife. You're not gonna get anywhere. You're just gonna hurt people's feelings. You see with a sharp knife how it goes through that thing like butter? Go against the grain, turn it around, make sure you find a nice spot, and just start cutting beautiful sections off of this bitch right here. Alright? Don't have to be too thin. Make them a little thick, but make sure the inside is pink like that. Look at that. Beautiful colors. Juice still withheld in there. So this is making sure that every bite of this that you're gonna take is gonna be, I'm telling you, this bad boy right here itself alone, the steak alone, is about $45, $35, something like that, $35 or $45, but they ain't cheap, all right? But it's worth it. This is an event. This is beautiful for a date night. Look, this steak alone fed me 4 people and a dog. Come on, with a beautiful salad like this, you can't go wrong. You know what I mean? The muchachas will love it. The muchachos will love it. You know what I mean? But damn, look at that. Spread it out like that. Make that thing look pretty. It's amazing. This is what making noise in the kitchen has to offer. Beautiful cowboy steak right here with a tomato and cucumber and onion salad with some tahini and some tapatio. It's your boy Carlo Banger. Handle your business and make some deliciousness like this. You're gonna be good, I swear.